What up, guys? So, yep, we're doing a live video right now. We're gonna let some people come in. So, yeah, I want to do a video based on the Sweet 16 matchups. First and foremost, can everybody hear me okay? What's up, Aaron? How's it going, man? Just saw you on my last post. What's up, buddy? How's it going? Hey, what's good, Ted? How's it going, man? Seen you comment on some of my stuff. All right, so we're getting some people in here. Hey, what's up, Elijah on Instagram? So we're going live on Instagram and on YouTube right now. Tyler Preston, what's up? Muhammad, what's up? Guys, you guys are awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to answer you guys' questions and stuff like that as we go through the live video. But for the most part, this live video is gonna be my analysis on the Sweet 16. That's coming up this weekend, starting tomorrow. So let's get into it. Obviously the first weekend was absolutely insane. Lots of good games out there, lots of upsets. Loyola, Sister Dolores, she's awesome. Loyola's playing great right now. Nevada's playing great right now. So we're just kind of gonna go matchup by matchup and kind of tell you who I like, give you guys my analysis and what you guys can kind of expect from Sweet 16 moving forward. So let's start off with K-State and Kentucky. So this game is going to be an interesting one for me. You know, Kentucky's really lucked out in terms of playing lower seeds as they've gone through the tournament, with Virginia losing to UMBC and then Buffalo knocking off Arizona. So I got Kansas winning it all. Sorry, Jake. I know you're a Duke. I am a Duke fan. See, always repping. Justin's got Kentucky too. So yeah, let's talk about the K-State Kentucky matchup. You know, I got to watch Kentucky in person. They were one of the teams that came to Boise, and a lot of you guys that follow me on Instagram saw that I was at that game and I was kind of giving you guys my analysis on Kentucky. And honestly, I thought Davidson did a really good job at that game when I went to it. They're just unfortunately outmatched physically and athletically. So, it was kind of one of those things where Davidson hung around for most of the game, but just couldn't quite get over the hump. They couldn't make timely shots. Let's see, not now. Kyle, Duke, Chandler Badger, Duke, yeah, Marvin Bagley, Carter, yep. So yeah, they just couldn't make timely shots, and the size and athleticism for Kentucky was a little bit too much for Davidson, and it was a little bit too much for Buffalo coming off that huge win against Arizona. So honestly, Kentucky is one of my teams going into the Sweet 16 that is obviously a favorite to get to the Final Four, not just because they got an easier draw or whatever. At this point in the NCAA tournament, if you make it this far, if you're one of the top 16 teams in the nation, you're pretty freaking good. So you got to be keeping your head on a swivel at all times, and especially a team like Kentucky that they're always there. Coach Cal, they always have a target on their back. So Kentucky, I think, is going to handle K-State pretty easily and make it into the Elite Eight. But, who knows what could happen. K-State looked really good against UMBC. They play defense hard. They'll get into you for 40 minutes. And, you can't ever count out a team like that. So K-State, I do think they're going to get beat, but we'll see what happens. As far as the next matchup goes, so we're going to go Nevada and Loyola. So this one's super – I'm surprised that A&M made it this far. Me too. A&M's got some dudes, though. I watched that game their game against Carolina. Man, they got that DJ Ho kid. He's nice. But anyway, let's get into the Nevada-Loyola matchup. So, like I said, I'm from Boise, so I got to watch Nevada quite a bit this year. Elijah's got Nevada. A few of you guys got Nevada. Nevada's good, yeah. So I got to watch Nevada a lot this year. They played Boise State twice, and Nevada's good. They got some dudes that can really play. The Martin twins are really, really fun to watch. If you guys haven't caught them yet, definitely check them out. I believe it was Cody Martin, the one that was hitting all those big shots against Texas, and then last round as well against Cincinnati, coming back from 22 points down. So I really, really like Nevada, but Loyola is one of those sneaky good teams that I could definitely see them going at it. But for the sake of this video, I really think Nevada has just got enough to knock off Loyola, especially with the Martin twins, the way Cody Martin's playing. Coach Musselman, super fun to watch. And I think he's going to get those guys ready to go. And that would just be absolutely ridiculously awesome to me to see a Mountain West team in the Elite Eight. You know, Nevada was one of those teams that I believe it was like 2 years ago. They, didn't have a winning record. Like they just didn't have much going for their basketball program. And, to see what a couple of transfers can do for a team and get them all the way to this point in the Sweet 16 is absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, they had a little bit of luck on their side winning those last 2 games. But, at this point, if you get to the Sweet 16, anything's possible. You're 2 wins away from Final Four. So I really think Nevada has a legit shot, and I think that Nevada just has a better all-around talent. I mean, I really like Caroline. I really like Kendall Stevens. That transfer from Purdue can really shoot the ball. So I think with Stevens spacing the floor and the Martin twins creating off the dribble and doing what they do, they're going to be really, really hard to beat. So I like Nevada and Gonzaga. So I'm a little biased on this one. I grew up on the West Coast. I really like Gonzaga. I have always been a Gonzaga fan. So I really like Gonzaga in this one. But it's not just because, I kind of have them, close to my heart or anything like that. It's not that at all. I think Gonzaga is honestly just the better team. Rui Hachimura is honestly one of the best bigs I've seen this entire tournament. And Killian Tilly, he has a tremendous upside. A lot of the draft experts and mock draft guys have him going in the first round. So I think Killian Tilly and Rui Hachimura are just a tough matchup for Florida State. Yeah, Florida State's long and lengthy, and they got 2 centers, one that's a 7-footer and then one that's like 7'4". He's just ridiculously big. But I think that Hachimura and Killian Tilly are just so skilled that they're going to give Florida State a ton of issues. And if Norvell continues to shoot the way he did last round against Ohio State, they're going to be really, really tough to beat because they got good guard play. The guards play good defense, and the bigs can kind of run the floor and get easy buckets. So I really like Gonzaga in this one. And Florida State, they've been a great story and everything. But honestly, I just don't think they got what it takes to get to the next round and beat a team like Gonzaga that's coached by a guy like Mark Few that's going to have his guys ready to go. So I don't think that Gonzaga is going to be able to knock them off. I got the Seminoles. Joe, he's got the Seminoles. Ryan, what's up, man? Sorry, I'm trying to read you guys' comments and, go back and forth a little bit. Ted, Zags to the Final Four, Loyal to the Elite Eight. Ooh, I like the hot takes, Ted. So, yeah, let's go on now. We're going to go to Michigan versus A&M. And honestly, I had Michigan beating North Carolina in this round. So this will be interesting because A&M just whooped up on North Carolina. So we'll see what happens in this matchup. I really like Michigan. I like Wagner. He's really, really fun to watch. And then, what he did after that Houston game where, he consoled the Houston player was really, really cool. But honestly, the way Texas A&M looked against North Carolina kind of has me rethinking things. Tyler Davis and DJ Hogue are legit, like really, really good. So I think DJ Hogue's got a little bit of Klay Thompson in him. Like he's got the same body type, same size, knockdown shooter. And I think he's just a really, really good athlete. So I think A&M actually has a better athletes out on the floor and maybe the more skilled guys. So I think I'm going to go with A&M in that one. And then moving forward, we got Nova and West Virginia. So this one's an interesting matchup for me. I watched Nova and they just destroyed whoever they played last round. Was it Alabama, right? Yeah, Alabama and Colin Sexton. So that was a fun game to watch, in the first half. And then, Nova just kind of turned it on, was knocking down threes left and right, and it was just got away from Alabama real, real quick. So if A&M can protect the rim like they did against UNC, though, I agree, Ted. Yeah, and Tyler Davis he's nice, man. I think he's a great player. So it'll be interesting to see how he matches up with Wagner. Nova, my squad. Ted, Nova is good, man, no doubt. So I think, you know, a lot of people are freaking out about West Virginia's press and all that stuff coming into this game. But, you know, between last round and the Sweet 16, they pretty much have a full week off and plenty of time to prepare for a press like that. I think where teams get in trouble with the press and zones and stuff like that and different defensive schemes that they maybe don't see throughout the course of the regular season. Sexton came. Yeah, so you know, Sexton was good, but man, just no match for Nova. Nova top to bottom was just too good. But back to West Virginia's press and what, you know, that can affect, you know, a team in the NCAA tournament. Honestly, I don't think it's going to affect Nova at all. They're going to have plenty of time to prepare for it and plenty of time to see what West Virginia likes to do in the press. So I don't think they're going to be rattled at all. This is a team that's been there, done that. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Devin Chino, I can't remember his name, but he's a great shooter too. I think they just have too much for West Virginia. West Virginia is a great story, but I think going a whole week to prepare for that press and, you know, what Javon Carter does at the guard position, I don't see Nevada being rattled by that. Data 19, what's up, man? I'm waving at you guys. So yeah, I think that Nova will handle West Virginia in that one and make it to an Elite Eight. All right, moving forward. Let's go with Texas Tech versus Purdue. This is an interesting matchup to me. Honestly, I really like Purdue. And then Isaac Haas got hurt. And I was like, man, you lose a guy like that, a guy that's definitely a difference maker. I just don't see how, you know, losing a guy like that can, you know, really that could just ruin a season. And for them to make it as far as they have thus far is pretty impressive to me. But Carson Edwards is a beast, and the dude's just a winner. And I really like Purdue just for the fact that they have those seniors. They have guys that have been there. They've done that. They've been in the NCAA tournament before. But I really like Keenan Evans and Texas Tech too. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like Purdue might be a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more ready for the moment. You know, Sweet 16 comes around and it's a big stage. There's a, you know, national media from everywhere there. There's tons of fans there. And I just really think that Purdue will be able to handle it a little bit better. And one thing that I really liked about Purdue in the last round with Haas out, actually, I heard that Haas might be able to go. So I don't know what his status is, but I know they're engineering some sort of elbow brace type thing where he might actually be able to play. But regardless of that, I really saw some good stuff out of Purdue's other big man. He's like 7'3", Harm, and he was really good. And he just did what he needed to do, which was protect the rim, you know, run back on offense, get back on defense. And just do what a big man's supposed to do, which is distribute to shooters and finish on the block. So I think that Harm is capable replacement for Haas if he decides not to go or if they decide to hold him out. Purdue winning it all. Ooh, hot take, Justin. What's up, Mr. Rise to the Occasion? How's it going, man? Hey, Audrey. So yeah, I mean, that's why I think on that game, I think Purdue's a little bit too experienced for you know, Texas Tech and what they got going on right now. So now let's go to our last game, which is, oh, wait, I didn't write down. All right, let's go to our last two games. So we got Kansas versus Clemson, and Clemson absolutely obliterated Auburn in the last round. That was a shocker to me. I think it was a shocker to most people. But heading over to Insta. Cool, man. I see you over here. How's it going? So, yeah, Kansas versus Clemson. This is an interesting matchup. I really, honestly, you know, I don't know what to think about Clemson. I like them at times, and then there's other times where they have me shaking my head. So I don't know what to think about Clemson, but I do know I've watched tons of Kansas this year. Clemson with the upset. Kansas. Yeah, you know, I've watched a ton of Kansas this year, and honestly, I think that Kansas is just a better all-around team. Devontae Graham at the point. I mean, the dude's just a winner. And then I think if they have a healthy Azubuike in the middle, like that's just going to be a tough team to beat. And then they got guys that are on the outside like Mekhi Luke that can really knock down the three. So I really think that Kansas is just a better all-around team, and I think they're going to kind of insert their dominance against Clemson. So that brings me to the last game of. So that brings me to the last game on our Sweet 16 bracket. So we got Duke versus Syracuse, and everybody knows that I'm a Duke fan. I make it very widely known. I'm always wearing Duke stuff. I'm always talking about how much I love Duke, and of course, I picked them in my bracket. So, I gotta go with Duke here. But it's not just because I'm a homer and that I love Duke. It's not anything like that. Honestly, I just think Duke's a really, really good team. And honestly, Coach K has prepared these guys for the moment. I know they're a bunch of freshmen, but guys like Trey Duval have been playing really, really well in the first couple of games of the NCAA tournament. I mean, they really ran over Rhode Island, and a lot of guys were picking Rhode Island in that game with the upset. Syracuse got lucky. And honestly, like I talked about West Virginia's press before, I think Syracuse's zone is a lot. It's comparable to what West Virginia does. They like to surprise teams in the NCAA tournament, and that's why they can knock off some of these teams because, one, the zone catches you off guard if you get only a day's notice to prepare for it and watch film on it and stuff like that. But I think since Duke's been running the same type of zone the entire season and going against it in practice every day, I think they're going to know how to handle the extended 2-3 zone. I mean, Duke has the same types of length and athletes that Syracuse does. So I really think that Duke is just going to be a little bit too much for Syracuse. I do love Tyus Battle. I think Syracuse got some dudes that can really play, and they always got a couple guys that are going to be NBA dudes. But Duke has literally 5 guys that are probably going to go in the first round as their starting 5. Wendell Carter Jr. and Marvin Bagley are absolutely ridiculous. Bagley's been a stud since, the entire season. And then, guys like Trey Duval and Gary Trent Jr. are really starting to come into their own. Trey, he's, a guard that just has super long limbs and can get in passing lanes. I think that Duke's just going to be a little bit too much. And if they're knocking down the 3-ball, they're really, really hard to beat. Honestly, I would say Duke is probably the odds-on favorite to win it all after I've watched their first 2 rounds. I just think they're a little bit too much. What's up, AT? How's it going? It would be exciting if Syracuse won. Coop, come on, man. Don't do me like that, man. Don't do me like that. Duke can beat anyone in the country if they're clicking. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. It'll be interesting to see what happens. The freshmen always kind of scare me, but for some reason, I just have this feeling about this group that they're not going to fold under pressure. They're going to be prepared for the moment. I really think Grayson is actually a pretty good leader. I know he's, a troublemaker, a tripper. And, I don't disagree with you guys on that one. He's a little bit of a dirty player, but the dude can ball when he wants to. You saw him as a freshman come into that national title game against Wisconsin and actually, really basically won the game for Duke down the stretch, just made play after play as a freshman. So I think that Grayson is just, itching for that stage again. He wants to get back to another Final Four. He wants to win one more natty for the squad. So seniors usually decide in the tournament. So I'm with you. Yeah, so I think Grayson's going to be the difference maker. And then when you add, the talented freshman that Duke has, it's just going to be really, really hard for any team to compete with that. So yeah, that's my Sweet 16 predictions. Honestly, I'll open it up to some more questions. We'll get a little dialogue going. I want to stay on for a little bit longer with you guys. So go ahead and start asking your questions. I'll do my best to answer them. But yeah, honestly, I think moving forward, I really think that, the 2 teams that I have, making it pretty deep in the tournament is obviously Kentucky with the draw that they have now, going up against Kansas State. But I really like Gonzaga too. I think Gonzaga has enough to get to another Final Four and possibly even a national title game, just because those 2 bigs, Rui Hachimura and Killian Tilly, are just super skilled. They're fun to watch, but they're 2 legit pros out there. And they're a lot. They remind me a little bit of Duke in the way that they're just so skilled. Hachimura, you've seen it a couple of times You've seen it a couple of times against Ohio State when Hachimura would just grab a rebound, bring it up the floor, make a move at the three-point line, get to the cup, and get fouled. So when you have a big that can do that and that's that versatile, it always, I always try to lean towards those teams. And then when you add their ability to shoot outside with Norval and Melson, like they're a real dangerous team. And then Perkins is, he's a guy that's been there, done that, was on the national title team, and the teams from the Elite Eight as well. So I think there'll be an interesting one. How about the NAIA Natty? Dude, that was insane. Game winner for the national championship. Like, don't get much better than that. So that was really cool. Ayton or Doncic, number one. Honestly, I watch Ayton in person, and dude is just a freak athletically. Like, you look at him and he looks like LeBron James, but a 7-foot LeBron James, like super bold shoulders and, super lean waist. Just looks like a friggin' superhuman out there. So I think you can't go wrong with Ayton. Honestly, Ayton has a nice looking stroke. Like, no joke, he has a nice looking stroke. I think that Ayton's going to be a legit pro, no doubt about it. I'm kind of disappointed with the way he acted in that post-game interview. I'm more of a guy that, I get taking your money and running and going to the NBA and doing all that stuff. But, I also love the competitive spirit of the game. I want to see guys actually care about the game. And the way he reacted after that upset loss to Buffalo was a little bit concerning to me. So honestly, if I was a GM, I'd want to make sure he was heavily invested in the game of basketball and actually cared about what he was doing, because I was pretty surprised with how he handled some of those post-game questions. So that was interesting. But moving forward, I really also think that Doncic's pretty nice too. I've only watched a little bit of highlight stuff on him, but, he's playing at one of the highest leagues overseas right now. Actually the highest league overseas besides, they're one of the highest leagues, probably the next highest league next to the NBA. So, and he's doing things that dudes just don't do at that age over there. I think he's only 19 years old. So the dude's a freak. I think that, he's going to be really fun to watch. And, if he's anything close to what they're projecting him to be, he deserves to be in the conversation to go number one. Let's see, Justin, got to stay classy. I agree with you, Justin. You know it. All right, guys. So if you haven't already, I want you to head on over to my Instagram page at HoopScoopTV and give us a follow. We follow everyone back. Like I've always said before, we're trying to build a community of basketball fans, NBA fans, college basketball fans, basketball players, just the central hub to where we can interact together. And, I can give you guys my experiences growing up playing basketball, doing stuff like that. And then also give you guys my analysis on the NBA, on college basketball, and as well as, watch dope content all day. So I'm always trying to post as much as possible. But yeah, so you're going to want to check out my last post for sure. We talk about Alize Johnson. A lot of you guys probably have no idea who I'm talking about right now. He played at Missouri State, and the dude is nice. We just compared him to Jimmy Butler. We did a video over on Shot Mechanics channel, so that's our brother channel. Coach Colin does a great job breaking down film and doing the NBA draft sleeper stuff. So we did a breakdown on Alize Johnson. He's projected at number 51 right now, which is extremely high for this dude. He's 6'9" and can handle the ball. He can get off the floor. He can dribble it up the floor. He can shoot. He can do everything, man. Like he's going to be a steal for sure. I think Alize is one of those guys that is just super skilled, and he's slept on because he played at Missouri State. But I think once the scouts get a little bit accustomed to, the way he plays, I really see a ton of similarities to Jimmy Butler. So it'll be interesting to see where Alize lands. Hopefully he goes to Knicks. Hey, Harmony, how's it going? So yeah, it'll be interesting. Definitely go check out that last video on our channel. We are also giving away 5 copies. I'm telling you, 5 copies of our CSD program. So all you got to do is go check out the video on Shot Mechanics channel. And he gives you the information that you need to know to enter in to get a copy of that CSD program. Keep in mind, that's $199 value. So you're going to want to check that out. And if you need help on your shot, you're definitely going to want to take a look at the CSD and try to win a free one. So, all right, guys, that's it for me today. Have the CSD. It's awesome. Yo, you're awesome, man. I'm glad you like it. Where are you at in CSD right now, if you don't mind me asking? Love the content. Keep it up. Thanks, bro. When are you going to hook a brother up? Jesse, you're a football player. You throw disc. But, hey, man, if you want the CSD, try to go win it. You know what to do. Stage 3. How's the jumper looking? Crisp? What team do you think Trae Young would fit in best? Honestly, I hope he goes to Chicago. My East Coast team is Chicago. West Coast team is Portland. So I really want him to go to Chicago. We need another dude that is just a stud out in Chicago. Like, we've been lacking. We lost Jimmy Butler. So if we get, fill the stands and fill the United Center with a guy like Trae Young, heck yeah, sign me up. Brett, what's up? I'm signing off. I'm going to come eat dinner, okay? All right, guys. That's it for me today. I'm out. Peace.